recently seen from the corn ethanol subsidy?
Well, in the middle of 2005, I purchased a new vehicle. It was a GMC Yukon Denali, and in under a year, I wound up filling up at a mobile station between my work and my office. And shortly thereafter, my vehicle began to fail. It would become extremely jerky. It was dangerous, and I was lucky to not get into car accidents between the onset of the symptoms to the time I got it to the dealership for repair. Once I got to the dealership, what they told me was that they had tested, and they found that it had, I believe the wording was, ethanol meter test content of 112%.
Wow, that's awful, incredibly high. Now what happened? I don't understand.
I believe the gas station that I purchased the gasoline from had a mandated ethanol blend. It probably was old or had went through some sort of separation. It might have been that I was getting the bottom of their holding tank that was, had a heavy ethanol content. My vehicle wasn't designed to handle those high levels of ethanol, and subsequently I had a repair estimate of almost $2,500.
And this is a brand new car.
This is a brand new.
That automobile manufacturers such as GMC, your manufacturer, should they be held liable for?
My feeling, as far as awareness of the increased mandate, my feeling is that the federal government is doing so much right now that's intrusive in the individual's life that something like ethanol is easy to get lost in the mix. I mean, I try to stay up on current events, and I wasn't even aware of the increase. So I think it's a terrible idea. Me personally, I had a vehicle that required $2,500 worth of repair. Nobody wanted to cover it. The vehicle dealership didn't want to cover it. The gasoline, or the mobile station that I purchased the gas at, fought me tooth and nail, saying there was nothing wrong. I had to finally get in contact with other people who also had problems, and then when he finally admitted some culpability, he felt he shouldn't pay the full $2,500. So it wound up costing me in the end not only damage to a brand new vehicle, the time that I didn't have the vehicle, and the multiple weeks that I spent having conversations trying to get somebody to take care of this issue. And is that anything that is so heavily, has to be so heavily subsidized by the federal government, it doesn't belong in the marketplace. I have a rudimentary understanding of ethanol, but my gut feeling is that it's a handout to the farm. What I've heard is a 1-to-1 ratio. It takes a unit of energy to create a unit of ethanol, and so you're in essence throwing money down a black hole of federal subsidies, federal government spending. In a country where we have a $10 trillion debt, and it looks like between $50 and $60 trillion in unfunded liabilities in the next decade, it scares me as a father to think that I'm going to be handing that kind of America, that kind of debt to my children. And ethanol is just another way that the federal government seems to waste my money and my fellow citizens' money.
Well, thank you. One last question. Now, you have a rather large SUV, so your mileage probably to begin with is not amazing, but can I ask, do you know roughly what mileage you get?
I get about 14.3 miles per gallon.
And you're aware, that ethanol also, when the mileage also vastly decreases when you have ethanol blended into your gasoline?
I, live in a farming community and want, to see the American farming community thrive and succeed, but I think this is the absolute worst way to go about it. I have seen no advantages to ethanol. It seems to be another part of a national campaign of greenwashing, where we don't have the answers. We don't have the technologies yet to move to this quote-unquote green economy, but what we're seeing is a government willing to spend enormous amounts of money and to go into incredible debt to try to prop up technologies that simply aren't the answer, that aren't there, whether it be solar, wind, ethanol, switchgrass, whatever these fads, these greenwashing fad of the day is. It seems to be just a black hole of revenue loss.
Watch me! Watch me! I got it! Watch me! I got it! Hey!
Okay.
Now, we didn't, the company didn't know about it, the gas station, until after most of it was gone. Then they shut it down, they pumped it all out. I had it in my truck. It didn't do anything to my truck, but some people did say that it did do some stuff.
Okay.
Hot loads, normally what that is, when they put the fuel in the trucks, that's where everything's blended. And something happened, it got too much ethanol.
Okay.
Or
So
the wrong
much higher
kind.
than 10%.
Yeah.
Much higher.
And they called it a hot load, that we can say this is because of ethanol. No, one of the things that those older cars, where they have carburetors, they also have a lot of rubber in the fuel pumps, things like that. I would say the biggest thing I see is on small engine, basically at the start of a season. Like right now, we're getting a lot of snow blowers.
Yeah.
The stuff sat in there all year, or since last winter, whenever the snow last. The carburetors have to be taken apart until they clean. Fuels we have today has a shelf life of 30 days.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So you should always, at the end of the year when you're done with your parts,
Well,
you clean it up.
Only buy the amount of fuel you can use. You know, like let's say it's for your lawnmower. If you say, well, I go through you got a push mower, I go through a gallon a month. Only don't buy any more than a gallon,
Okay.
because you want to keep that refreshed.
Okay.
The only real way to check for like water and stuff like that in the system, you actually have to put it in a clear jar and shake it. If it comes up cloudy, that means you got moisture in it.
Wow.
There's, you know,
Basically, the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, they want to increase the 10% to 15%. How do you feel about that?
I don't like that at all. I think you should be rid of everything altogether.
The subsidy, the corn ethanol subsidy altogether.
Yeah, it's not doing any good. It's lowering the mileage. They say, well, this and that dropped, but the changes in cars alone, since they started this, has been so drastic.
Of it would happen in December 2010, which is coming up. So you personally, though, your feeling on it, though, is that it would be a good thing in this area? In
Good thing to get rid of?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And mileage, also, you have mileage, it definitely.
Well, because of mileage. Because, I
alone.
mean, you're burning twice as much fuel.
Exactly.
And, well, not twice, it's, but you're burning a lot more fuel.
50% and, yeah, it increase.
Normally,
you only get 50% of
I
the
heard
amount?
of anywhere from 1 to 15.
Okay.
There's a big range. A lot of it depends on the car, the age of the car. Newer cars are better designed to handle ethanol than older cars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I'm for getting rid of it altogether. I think, especially on small engines, things like that, I think that's where it's probably going to be the biggest benefit. Not realizing that the car's not designed for it.
Exactly.
So, no, I think all of that, it should just be gone and done with.
So cute.
These rollers go like here.
Okay.
They go this way,
Okay.
you know, and it pulls the corn in. And then those stripper bars, they go like this, and it pulls the cob down.
Okay.
It pulls the cob, I mean, it pulls the stock down, and then the cob gets to there, and it breaks off, and then it goes into the auger. And then it goes into the machine, and it comes out the back.
Okay. So how long has the farming industry been in your family?
1844.
Wow, so you have pretty
Yeah,
good experience.
I'm like 6th generation or something like that.
And what do you grow in
I raise corn and soybeans,
corn and soybeans?
about 170 acres each.
Okay. And you
Okay.
Okay.
It goes to Nadira,
Okay.
and that's what, and then they get ships in, or it might go out on barges, railroad cars, or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the ethanol subsidies, did that have any effect on prices of corn?
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay. No, what did you see in your years?
What do I think of ethanol?
Well, in your years of experience, you know, the positives, negatives, prices, and how it affects, you know, basically, you know, when you're going to feed your cows, you know, doesn't it change?
Yeah, I don't have cattle.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I sold the cows in '92. I have a fella that rents my barn and milks cows in my barn.
Oh, okay, okay. But you have seen that it changes prices and stuff?
Yeah. This year we've had good yields and good prices.
Okay.
But,
Increase from last year, you mean?
oh yeah, big time. Last year was a terrible year.
Well,
No feed for the cattle. It just was tough.
so many things affect the prices of corn.
Well, it does, yes.
The weather, and then the demand for corn.
Right.
And what affects the demand for corn, you know, such as obviously, you know, you get meat, everything comes from corn.
Well,
ethanol.
see, we have a worldwide market now. You know, other countries, you know, like soybeans now. The soybeans down in South America are not doing very well because of it's wet. Why gamble? I mean, I gamble with farming.
Exactly.
You know, so I wish so often the government would get out of our lives. You know, I mean, they got programs that they pay you for stupid stuff that they have no business paying you for. You know, but this is all government, and what it is, it's votes. It's votes.